Do you like the side pony? It's actually one of those claw clips. My hair is too long, so I clip it and then just drapes over like this. I know this is the best my hair has ever looked for video. I also have a bowl of roasted purple sweet potatoes. Delicious, by the way, from Trader Joe's. I roasted them myself. The sweet potatoes are from Trader Joe's, if that wasn't clear. And I saw this tag floating around on the internet and I was like, it seems kind of fun to do. So, the anti-TBR tag. Let's do it. This was originally created by Nicole and her books, so of course I'll be linking that video and her channel down below. Thank you, Nicole, for allowing me to sit here today, eat my sweet potatoes, and talk about books I have no desire to read. Also, really quickly, if you notice my background over here, I'm preparing for season 2. I know it's fully out. I mean, by the time I'm recording this, season 2 is already completed. I just rewatched the entirety of season 1, refreshed my memory. I've seen the movie, I've seen the movie 3 times, and my partner and I are gonna start season 2 in a few days. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I saw a thumbnail for one of the episodes. Nezuko, my girl Nezuko, she looking real good. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know what leads up to that scene. I haven't read the manga, but damn. Okay, anyways, let's get into the actual tag and the actual questions. Number 1, am I just gonna hold this forward the whole time? A popular book everyone loves that you have no interest in reading. The only thing I can think of is ACOTAR. Although, to be fair, I don't know if everyone loves that book. I feel like a good amount of people have hate read that book before and made their reviews, aka the first one that comes to my brain, Cindy. Although I feel like at this point, maybe she loves it just a little bit. I don't know. But I don't think I'll ever pick that up. First, because it's so long. And second, because fantasy isn't really my thing. And if I do read fantasy, I want it to be quick and fast. And most importantly, I want the series to be done. So no ACOTAR for me. And same with her other series. The really, really thick one. The red one. What is it called? Crescent City? Something Crescent City. Didn't the second one for that just come out? House of Sky and Breath? Why do I know this? I have never read a single Sarah J Maas, but I've seen these videos and I've seen her books being talked about so often. Carrie from Carrie Can Read. I love her, by the way. I will watch anything she puts out. And recently she released a 2-hour-long video talking about the plot of House of Sky and Breath, Sky and Sea, the blue one, the second one in that series. And I gotta be honest, I watched 15 minutes of it before bed, in bed, and then I knocked out. And I guess the video just played for, I don't know, an hour and 45 minutes after I knocked out. I did try to watch it. Where was I going with this? I don't remember. Number 2, a classic book or author you don't have an interest in reading. I have 3 options here. I'm not a huge classics reader. I would love to be a classics girl, but alas, I'm not. I'm trying. Slowly. It's a slow conversion, but right now I'm just not there. And 3 classics that I probably will never ever read are Catcher in the Rye, To Kill a Mockingbird, and Fahrenheit 451. I don't know. They just don't interest me. I feel like actually I missed the window of time to read To Kill a Mockingbird because I feel like everyone read that when they were really young, like in middle school or something. And then my middle school never made us read it. And I don't know that I'll ever get my hands on it and willingly open it unless I was locked in a room and it was the only thing there and I had to entertain myself somehow. For Fahrenheit 451, I feel like I've already heard enough people talk about it to the point that I know what it's about. They burn books, and I'm sure there's like a nice deep message and all that stuff, but I don't know, the reviews that I've heard from people just haven't made it sound very good. Same thing for Catcher in the Rye. Apparently, if someone says that Catcher in the Rye is their favorite book, it's supposed to be a big red flag. I heard this from Carly, from UnCarly, and she's a queen, and you know, if she says it, then it must be so. And I just have no desire to read Catcher in the Rye. Why would I willingly read a red flag book? And from what I hear, the main character is like really shitty. His name is Holden Cauliflower. Yeah, I'm just not interested. If I ever do pick up a classic, it's gonna be written by a woman. I want to read everything by the Brontes. I want to read stuff by Jane Austen. Like, I've never read any of Jane Austen's stuff. That's one of my goals for this year, is to read her 4 major novels. I don't really have time, nor do I want to pick up a book about a young man doing whatever young men do back in the day when misogyny was applauded. You know, I don't even know if he's misogynistic, but I just know that he's kind of fucked up. Number 3, an author or a problematic author whose books you have no interest in reading. I don't really know which authors are or aren't problematic. I'm not on book Twitter, I'm not really on Bookstagram, I'm mostly on BookTube, and I don't feel like booktubers talk about author drama a lot, unless it's really serious, but I really honestly haven't seen any author drama floating around, at least in the past year. Apparently Sarah J Maas is problematic, but I haven't looked into that, I don't know. But anyways, authors whose books I have no interest in reading, Sarah J Maas, already talked about this, and also Colleen Hoover. I am into contemporary romance novels, but I just feel like something about Colleen Hoover's books, they don't appeal to me. Maybe it's the cover design. The covers are kind of ugly. Okay, I don't know if that's tea. And if you like them, by the way, more power to you. I just personally think they're a little gross and I'm not into it. I mean, I guess if someone gave me a Colleen Hoover book for free and I was once again locked in a room with nothing better to do and my only other option was Catcher in the Rye or Fahrenheit 451 or To Kill a Mockingbird, I would pick the Colleen Hoover, but I hope it never comes to that because I just don't really want to read her books. Number 4, an author you have read a couple of books from and have decided their books are not for you. I only have 2 authors for this. I haven't read that many backlist works from a bunch of authors before. The first one I have is Casey McQuiston. I've read 2 of her books. I think, does she have more than 2? I don't know. But I read Red, White, and Royal Blue, and also I read One Last Stop. And they were both just okay. They were just okay. I liked One Last Stop a little bit more than Red, White, and Royal Blue. I really didn't like it, and I know people rave about Red, White, and Royal Blue. What a mouthful, by the way. Anyways, I didn't like that one, and I liked One Last Stop a little bit more. I liked the sapphic relationship in One Last Stop. I liked Jane as a character more than the other main character. August, I think that's her name. Wow, I actually remember the character names. I think actually Casey McQuiston has another book coming out this year. There's like a pink envelope on the cover. Fran from Frenook and the Pages talked about it and I was like, oh, I didn't even know she had a new book coming out. But I'm not gonna pick that up unless I'm really bored out of my mind, have nothing else to read. The other author that I don't really care for is V. Schwab. What did I read? Addie LaRue and oh my god, what is that trilogy called? Darker Shade of Magic series trilogy? Yeah, I read the first book. I didn't care for it. I thought the writing was so mediocre. I thought the characters were so meh. And the world building was cool, I guess, but it wasn't enough to make me want to keep reading the rest of the series. And I DNF'd The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Me and Addie, we did not get along. And I feel like those are 2 of V.E. Schwab's like big hard hitters, right? So I don't know, I just feel like now I'm a little bit more hesitant to pick up anything that she writes. She has a new book coming out in 2022. Also, I think it's called Gallant. So I'm gonna wait and see what people think about that and maybe I'll grab it. Number 5, a genre you have no interest in or a genre you tried to get into and couldn't. I'm probably gonna lean towards the second part of the question, a genre that I tried to get into and couldn't, because I don't want to just like write off a genre entirely. So genres that are kind of hard for me or that I generally don't lean into are hard sci-fi because my brain is too small. Like Hyperion, I would love to read that, but from what I hear it is intense sci-fi and I don't know if my brain will ever be in a capacity where I can sit there and process all that science-y stuff, you know? But I would love to, but I just can't. And then the other genre or genres, combined genre, whatever, is mystery thriller, because 1, the covers are so ugly. They really are to me. I just don't like the edited photography type feeling. But you know what? You never know. I recently read Devil in the White City by Eric Larson, and I guess that falls under mystery crime, that genre, and I really liked it. But it was a nonfiction or a narrative nonfiction, so maybe that's another reason. So I don't know how I feel about the fiction versions of mystery and crime and thriller. Number 6, a book you have bought but will never read. This can be a book you have unhauled or returned to the library unread. I thought about this for a long time, but I really couldn't think of anything. Although I will say I just remembered that I do technically own Catcher in the Rye because I think my younger sister had to read it for school, so she has an annotated copy at home. But I'll never touch that book, like for the reasons I mentioned earlier. Actually, hold on. I have one for this. I'm trying, you guys. I'm trying so hard, but it's been 2 years and I'm still 50% through. I've been 50% for 2 years. I need some sort of external motivation for this one. Maybe like if I finish the book, I'll do something nice for myself. I don't know. But internally, internal motivation for this book, I got nothing. Number 7, a series you have no interest in reading or a series you've started and have DNF'd. I feel like I've already talked about some of this stuff. A Darker Shade of Magic, I've read the first one, will DNF, continue to DNF probably indefinitely, and ACOTAR and anything else that Sarah J. Maas has written. And I guess if we want to go really far back, I don't think I'll ever finish the Aragon series. I think I stopped at Brazinger. I don't know. There's the Green Dragon, the 4th book. I don't think I'll ever read that book. I don't know though. I'm not a huge series reader, and if I do start a series, I like for the series to be finished so that I can binge the whole thing. Like I binged the Lunar Chronicles series, and I binged, oh my gosh, what's that series by J. Kristoff called? Nevernight? Neverwinter? I think it's Nevernight. The super edgy one about assassins, or like that school for assassins. It was cool. Very edgy, very bingeable. Would recommend if you're in a reading slump. Last question. A new release you have no interest in reading. So I did a little bit of research for this, and because most of the times I keep my eye out for books that I am interested in reading, so it was kind of interesting to be like, what books do I actively not want to read? And I only have 2 options for this after looking through many anticipated books of 2022 lists. And the first one is To Paradise by Hanya Yanagihara. I'm just not interested in it. Probably will never read it. I'll also never read A Little Life. I'm not in the market to emotionally damage myself like that. I'm gonna stay away from it. And from what I've seen for reviews for To Paradise, it's okay. It's just okay. It's not great. It's not bad. It's just okay. And then another one that I'm probably not gonna pick up is Vladimir by Julia May Jonas. This is the one with the guy's chest on the cover. The one that's like a romance novel, but I think it's actually dark academia or something. Yeah, probably not gonna pick that one up as well, just because one, I've seen a couple of like meh to bad reviews about it floating around, and I'm not a huge dark academia reader either, so it's not my genre, and people have said not super great things about it, so therefore I will not waste my time with it. That's it. That's the end. That's all the questions. If there's a Sarah J. Maas or Colleen Hoover book that you would highly recommend, I'm talking about like you would put your life on the line to recommend, please tell me. I say that I'll never read it, but if my interest gets piqued enough, I feel like I could be convinced. If you want to do this tag, go for it. And please let me know if you do, because I would love to see what your anti-TBR is. And Fran, I want you to do this one. I'm curious to see what you'll say. That's all from me. I'll see you on Friday. Bye.